They say diplomacy is the continuation of war by other means. What this basically implies is that diplomatic channels can be used to corner a country. They can be used to have your way with somebody without directly taking them on. So when President Joe Biden says that America is back and diplomacy is back, what he's basically trying to suggest perhaps is the return of great power politics, the return of American meddling and interference where a country's individuality takes the back seat, as the United States tries to remake it in its own image. Now, this is evident in the kind of summits the US conducts, the Summit for Democracies, for instance, where nations are asked to reflect on their democratic record, America's own record of befriending dictators and toppling elected leaders notwithstanding. This is also evident in the kind of diplomatic appointments that America makes, the kind of ambassadors it sends to other countries with the aim of shaping their domestic policies in the way the US wants. Take the latest diplomatic appointment, for instance, the new US ambassador to India, Eric Garcetti. Joe Biden has apparently personally picked him to serve as the US envoy to India. The question is, what will he do when he comes to New Delhi? Let's have it from the horse's mouth.
I've confirmed I will work closely with India on a similarly bold approach to promoting green energy through the International Solar Alliance and through the Agenda 2030 Climate and Clean Energy Partnership. But my friends, in the end, the bedrock of our relationship are the warm and deep ties between our peoples. They connect our nations, and it's embodied best perhaps by the 4 million strong Indian American diaspora I know in each of your states. It strengthens our nation. It serves at the highest level, including our vice president, and the nearly 200,000 Indian students and tens of thousands of Indian professionals contribute every single day to the strength of this country. And in addition, respect for human rights and strong democratic institutions are key elements of our relationship and values that are enshrined in both of our constitutions. And if confirmed, I will engage regularly and respectfully with the Indian government on these issues.
You heard that. If confirmed, I will actively raise the issue of human rights and defense of democracy. When was the last time you heard an Indian ambassador vowing to raise these issues in the United States? To the best of my knowledge, I do not recall them doing this at all. Because India treats diplomacy as a means to strengthen relationships, to strengthen partnerships, not as a means to coerce partners. But that's the US for you, always trying to impose itself on others, seeking to influence their domestic affairs, whether they like it or not. And look at the person they've appointed to do this. Eric Garcetti is a man in disgrace at home. He currently serves as the mayor of Los Angeles, a position LA residents say he has failed to live up to. In fact, in August this year, they vandalized his residence. They smeared it with graffiti and placards. Why? They said he turned homeless people into criminals. Garcetti passed an anti-camping ordinance. It prohibited those without a home from sleeping on public properties. He ordered them to shift to shelters, which is fine. The problem is there weren't enough shelters in the city. Angelenos say this is all Garcetti's fault. They point at the numbers. Eric Garcetti was elected mayor in 2013. The number of homeless people in LA at that time stood at 23,000. 2017, Eric Garcetti was re-elected mayor. The number of homeless people had risen to 34,000. In 2020, when his pal Joe Biden came to power, the number of homeless people stood at 41,000. As of August 2021, when he was picked as US envoy to India, the figure stood at a whopping 66,000. The homeless crisis has gone from bad to worse on Eric Garcetti's watch as Los Angeles mayor. And this person, with such an abysmal record in serving people, says he will raise the issue of human rights in India. Well, here's something you should know, something else you should know. Eric Garcetti is not a career diplomat. He has no background in foreign policy, no experience in statecraft. So on what basis was he picked as envoy to the biggest democracy in the world? Was the election based on merit? Was the selection rather based on merit, or his closeness to the White House? Like I said, Eric Garcetti has a friend there, the president himself. Garcetti is his personal pick. The two have been longtime buddies. They've known each other for years, endorsed each other on several occasions, taken selfies on many more. So is this appointment to India a sort of favor? Is this Joe Biden trying to rehabilitate his blue-eyed boy, get him away from the many controversies surrounding him at home? Honestly, we don't know. All we can say is that the previous US president, the one and only Donald Trump, made a habit of appointing his friends as diplomats, be it Rex Tillerson or Lana Marks. He filled the US Foreign Office with loyalists, irrespective of how worthy they were for the job. So my question is, how exactly is President Joe Biden doing things differently? Think about it. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.